to episode 3 of Tick.
Tick.
Boom! This is a series where we like to answer your questions, where we can divulge in anything that has to do with geek or movies.
I'm Alicia Malone, movie geek from malonesmovieminute.com.
I'm Maude Garrett, chief bomb of geekbomb.net.
And we got this great question, which I thought was really apt for this week because of Transcendence not doing so well at the box office. And that's a film we were both really looking forward to seeing. So the question was, what are the games and movies that disappointed us the most?
I think over to you first for movies. Tick, tick, let's go.
Boom! One of the first ones I would say is Eyes Wide Shut, which was directed by Stanley Kubrick, one of my favourite directors. His final film, it took years to make, but it was long and boring and not erotic at all.
Like Tom Cruise's sex life.
Zing! Another one I was disappointed by was Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Oh my god.
All that CGI, got Shia LaBeouf.
The fridge scene? Come on.
Aliens, too much.
What about Kate Blanchett's accent?
Oh, terrible. And she's such a great actress too.
Oh dear.
Disappointing. Hangover Part 2. You know, the first Hangover film was so unique.
Loved
such a
it.
great concept. It was a whodunit comedy. Second one was exactly the same. Insert monkey instead of baby, etc., etc. Disappointing.
And 3, even worse.
Even worse. So one of my last ones that I was really disappointed by, I know you'll agree with me on this one, all the Star Wars prequels.
They
Jar
just-
Jar Binks.
They can't exist. It can't be, what a letdown. The CGI, I think, really, hit the nail on that coffin there.
Ugh.
But Jar Jar Binks, do your impersonation.
What? Hated him.
Speaking of Star Wars, out of the 4 games that I'm going to talk about that disappointed me, 2 of them fall under the Star Wars umbrella, which is very upsetting. The first being The Force Unleashed 2 on the Wii. This is when we realised that this kind of interactive gameplay was a lot of fun, and they even put a lightsaber on it too.
That would have been cool.
But 6 hours of this, you're like, this isn't as fun as I thought it would be.
Yeah.
And The Old Republic was the MMO that was supposed to rip everyone off. Wow.
Is that World of Warcraft?
You betcha.
Yay.
And unfortunately, it just didn't live up to the expectations that we had. Everyone kind of stuck to WoW instead, and no one played the game, which is a little bit sad. My next game is, and I may cop a little bit of slack for this, but Oblivion.
But isn't that the Elder Scrolls and you are always playing that game?
I love Elder Scrolls Online, but for me, Oblivion just wasn't a great game. There was no linear progression, so they throw you into this gigantic world, and they're like, run along, do stuff.
Yeah.
I lasted 3 hours before I just felt consumed by it all.
Yeah.
And my last game, Assassin's Creed 3.
Connor.
Well done!
Hey!
So proud of it. The Assassin's Creed games usually are amazing. 2 was by far the best, but 3, we kind of got a little bit disappointed with it. There was like a global collective disappointing sigh, I'm afraid. But don't worry, Black Flag, the game afterwards, really was good.
Yeah, I have seen you play that one.
A lot.
A lot.
Singing my pirate shanties.
Hey!
So there we go, we've answered your question, and don't forget, we always make sure that you get your voice heard. So whatever questions you have that have anything to do with games and or movies, make sure you ask it below, and you could be the star of our next episode.
And if you like this video, click the thumbs up and subscribe to either of our YouTube channels, or preferably both. All the links are down there.
We'll see you next week for Tick,
Tick, boom!